explaining who I am. My name is Jennifer Marie Bandiero. I was born and raised on a farm outside of Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors. There I grew up in the Miss America system, which promotes service over self. I used my titles as platforms, lending a voice to the underprivileged, to organizations in need, for the state, county, and local fundraisers. During such time, I helped lobby for changes in traffic safety. I also became Mrs. New York USA, placing first runner-up at the nationally televised Mrs. USA pageant. During this reign, I traveled New York State with the New York State Troopers, promoting traffic safety and traffic safety awareness, raising hundreds of thousands of dollars, implementing educational programs, and giving over 350 speeches with New York State Troopers. The Shintas, the only reason I moved here to Las Vegas, Nevada, and left Buffalo. They're my relatives. After my second child was born, my ex-husband abandoned me and the children. The children were 5 months old and 14 months old, and there was no warning. He moved into a trailer in Pahrump, which entertained drug addicts, 2 of which were his mother's boyfriends. To begin a timeshare, I made a reasonable request that he moved into his own dwelling free of drugs for the safety of the babies. I shared my concerns and mounds of evidence with Judge Moss, and she dismissed it all. 2 months after my daughter started to go to the trailer in Pahrump for visitation, she was being returned at my doorstep covered in vomit, diarrhea, fevers, extreme fatigue, and spaced out. Facial and mouth ulcers and sores. She would enter my home with constant projectile, urinary tract infections, and labial issues. During a custody exchange in Pahrump with a sheriff escort by my side, my ex was high, and an affidavit was provided by the sheriff to document this. Christmas of 2016, my 14-month-old baby clung to life as she laid in an ICU hooked up to machines and oxygen, with a list of respiratory failures. 19 months old, she drug tested and revealed she was being exposed to lethal doses of methamphetamines, and she was enduring weekly withdrawals. The other minor in the trailer also tested positive for meth. The men in the trailer refused to be drug tested. A forensic surface tested the ex's trailer, and results showed it was positive for meth use in the trailer. The court forensic psychologist stated that the ex's family was a grave danger to our daughter and concluded that he indeed was at fault for the meth exposure in our daughter. 5 years old, my daughter was returned with multiple broken bones after visiting that same trailer in Pahrump. The courts have done absolutely nothing, and I've spent $200,000 to try to protect her, and the courts have done nothing. It says, the ex's attorneys were John and Christine Kelleher, specializing in family law and child custody, where child abuse allegations are par for the course. Christine Kelleher is one of 2 CPS hearing officers for Clark County. So where do Christine's loyalties lie? With her client accused of abuse, where does that leave the children who need protection from abuse? And how much reverence would a CPS caseworker give to a CPS hearing officer representing a litigant with an open case? And how much reverence did that family court judge give the family law attorney who's also a CPS hearing officer? This needs to get fixed.